I apologize for my language deficiency, but I'm very happy to be with you these days and to be able to try and share with you a little bit about the theme that Brother Lau mentioned to me, which was about how to incorporate this great mystery of the Incarnation, and how to make it part of ourselves in order that we can bring light to those whom we serve. And through God's providence and God's graciousness, you have been called from your own country and communities and families to share the life of Jesus Christ for this period of time in your education and formation in the United States. And I can't tell you how grateful we are for your presence and how much you need the light of Jesus shining through you. So that's kind of the basis to try to articulate the need that we have in America, in the United States, for the light of Jesus. And you have in your hands a roadmap, and we'll set out on a journey, and we'll see how far we get along the journey before time for Holy Mass. So, but at least to start, and then you will have this with you, and if we don't complete it all, you could check with Ding, or with Ling, or with Lam, or with Cùng, because they heard it many, many times before. So, we have conference every Friday, so they're probably saying, oh, here we go again. But so hopefully it will be helpful. Evangelization of America. We have an urgent need in America, and particularly I will speak from my own country of the United States. America, a very big continent, very diverse, all the way from Chile in South America to Canada in the far north, and Mexico in the middle, where Our Lady chose to visit us, Our Lady of Guadalupe. But here in the United States, the need is great, and this will come out as we journey together. More generally, it is the duty of all of us, ordained, seminarians, consecrated religious, the lay faithful, to evangelize. Because evangelize means to bring the good news. The good news is not something, but someone, our Lord Jesus Christ. And St. Paul tells us that the love of Christ impels us. We should feel from the inside out a driving desire to bring Jesus to all whom. And it is the desire of the church that every person in the whole world share the knowledge and love of Jesus Christ. So your task during your years in the United States is to make sure that every person in the United States, all 300 million of us, hear about Jesus. So we'll say more about that, but it is the desire of the church. St. Paul says in his letter to the Corinthians, if I preach the gospel, I have no reason to boast. It's not an extra. To preach the gospel is our privilege and responsibility responsibility through baptism, and especially through consecration or ordination. If I preach the gospel, I have no reason to boast. It is my duty. Woe to me! Woe to you if you do not preach the gospel. In 1997, Pope John Paul II summoned the bishops from America to the Vatican. And there was a special assembly of the bishops of synod on the evangelization of America. So much of what I will share with you is the fruit of that synod and John Paul's reflection in an apostolic letter called The Church in America, Ecclesia in America, which he set out his vision for what he calls the new evangelization. When Our Lady of Guadalupe came to St. Juan Diego in 1531, the first evangelization occurred in America. It is now the time for a new evangelization. And Pope John Paul was careful to say he doesn't mean re-evangelization. His vision is not to do the same thing again, but he calls it new. And by that he said, we need a new passion. We need new methods. We need new approaches. The old worked in 1531, but it's no longer adequate. So even those of you who, I know many of you are very technologically able. Me, not so much. But I have secretary, and she spoils me. I don't have to do it. So, but all of these ways of that we need to really be creative. We need to rethink how we proclaim the love of Jesus to the people of the new millennium. We just started the new millennium. But methods come second. First comes the starting point of evangelization, the encounter with the risen Lord. In English, we say, you cannot give what you do not have. So, what we have is not something, but someone whose name is Jesus. So, starting point, our encounter with the risen Lord. Today, Epiphany, manifestation, the showing of Jesus, the light to the whole world. And we start where his presence is par excellence. That's French. Number one presence of the risen Lord is his true, real, and substantial presence, body, blood, soul, and divinity in the most blessed sacrament of the Holy Eucharist. Without that, in English we say, dead in water. It means your sailboat stopped still, no wind behind your sail. So, no Eucharist, no church. Ecclesia de Eucharistia. The church is formed priesthood, no Eucharist, no church. Pray for priests.